Good evening, Vigo's Court. Welcome, you guys. We have finally made it to the beginning of our playoffs. I am your judge, Judge Shep, and I am joined today by the wonderful Counselor Q.
Hey, what it do? What it do? We get to kick off season 2 playoffs tonight. Arctic Wolves versus Demice. I anticipate this is going to be a really good tough matchup.
I think it is definitely going to be a very exciting matchup. Both of these teams have fought their way to this point, so it's going to be very interesting to see how they. I don't think we've seen them play against each other actually this entire season, have we?
I do
Have we?
not have the schedules right up in front of me as I normally do throughout the season, but it's a new it's a startup place. I don't think so though. If I
I think we
remember
have.
correctly, I don't think that they have. I think when we were looking through the season, when Arctic Wolves was still rolling undefeated there, we were looking at them maybe crossing paths with Demise with an S and Monarchy. I think Demice was one of the teams that they were not going to be crossing up with. So
Yeah. Okay, so it'll be really exciting to see these two teams face off for. Oh, not for the first time. Actually, they've played together once. Week 5.
okay, so if it
That was so
wasn't
long
in
ago.
week 5, I mean, to be fair, that was, 2 months ago, a little over 2 months ago, because of course we split up over the holidays. We split up those couple weeks. So I'm guessing with it being a week 5, I know that Arctic Wolves was undefeated pretty far into the season. So I'm guessing that means Arctic Wolves did take the win in that. That actually, I'm guessing then would mean that probably coincides with the bout when Demise went on a little bit of a losing streak during the middle of the season. But they have Demice with a C before anyone corrects me in chat. Um, but they've been on a pretty good roll here to end the season.
Yeah, absolutely. The end of their season really picked up for them. They slammed through a lot of their games. So it'll be interesting to see this rematch now that we know they've played before. And just to kind of see how these teams have evolved. I mean, it's been 12 weeks of regular season gameplay. We had 2 weeks of preseason. And it's all kind of culminating to this point. So I'm really excited to watch these teams face off. I've really enjoyed every single match that I've watched from them so far.
Agreed.
So this is going to definitely be an exciting game.
So, in case anyone has any questions as far as how things work here in Vigo's Court and here in the playoffs, we are going to be sticking, at least as far as this round, sticking with our traditional kind of map placement and everything there. So, we're going to be going to Arctic Wolves home map here.
Yep, you guys, we will be on the Sanctum of Wrath. We've seen this map a lot recently. It's not, it doesn't seem like a large map with a 6 hook minimum and 11 hook maximum, but it's kind of a weird one. Like it's a square, but it doesn't really feel like it. You've got that kind of like a weird choke point in the middle, but it's so wide that it's not really a choke point.
Yeah, I mean, really, the only thing that's like you can say the choke point about it is like your gen is very much like top mid. You have to get to it by one of the staircases, right? And I think that top mid gen is probably going to be a gen we will see our survivors here at probably on both sides, but especially here from the start from Arctic Wolves, since they will be starting on the survivor side. We will be seeing them try and focus that top mid gen early. If it's not the first gen, I would imagine it's one of the first 3 they try and get done.
Yeah, that gen is really important to kind of splitting up the map. Of course, depending on your gen spawn, you could end up with a really nasty 3 or 4 gen on either side, but generally you end up with 3 and 3 and then that one in the middle. So if they can knock that middle gen out, they can prevent any really nasty situations as long as they then focus on one gen on either side.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously, with this being Arctic Wolves map, they're going to home map, I should say. They're going to be pretty comfortable as far as doing the looping and the duping here. One thing to keep in mind, the Arctic Wolves have kind of shown throughout the season too, is a really good ability to communicate and rotate in, whether it be to finish off gens, to move in, take hits, for quick resets after taking hits. They've shown a really big efficiency on the survivor side, and knowing that here in the playoffs. The killer pool resets. What are you anticipating to see from our killer French fry here?
From French fry. I don't know, this is, like, a tough team to go against, right? And this is kind of a weird map. So, uh, maybe a Twins if you want some, like, really good split pressure since this map is kinda split into 2 zones.
Yeah.
For you, you can kinda switch between Charlotte and Victor and put down a lot of pressure in 2 different places at once. Um Other than that, it's kinda hard. It's kinda hard to pick from there. Nurse is, of course, still banned, unfortunately. Nurse is unplayable right now.
Nurse was getting
So
fixed, they said, chat. Lol.
they fixed her, but made it worse.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think they understood the assignment fully,
Yeah.
but it's okay. It's okay. They're working on it, I hope. But Nurse is off the table. We've seen some pretty nasty Nurse plays on this map, so it's kind of a shame that she's unavailable right now. I feel like this isn't a great map for Blight either.
What's your thoughts on maybe a Huntress here?
I do like Huntress on this map. I don't know if, I mean, you need a really good Huntress, but I mean, I do like Huntress on this map.
I feel like French Fries was, one of those killers who has shown, throughout this season a very diverse killer pool. You know what I mean? We've seen him have a lot of good performances kind of across the board, I would even say. As far as, so I'm kind of curious to see what options, because I feel like they have a pretty diverse pool they can go with here. Of course, French Fry also being one of our players who is nominated for Comeback Player of the Year. He's had a really good tear on the back half of the season, so I'm curious to see kind of what they've got in their back pocket here.
I am as well, and it does look like everyone is ready to go, so we can switch
Let's
on out
get
of
ready
that
to
killer
rumble.
spot. I am anxious.
I am.
I'm really excited to see how this game turns out, though.
Yeah, I'm excited as well. I'll actually even type in chat here to let them know. Good luck. Have fun.
Who do you think they're gonna bring? Huntress? Was Huntress your guess?
I think Huntress would probably be my starter pick here. Because I think, like you said, it's not the best of Blight maps. I also feel like Blight is one of those picks where it's like you're probably going to want him against a better team somewhere else. Maybe in the next round, you only get one use of a killer during the playoffs, right?
Yep.
So I think my first guess would probably be Huntress. And of course, both teams' killer pools reset. So I mean, there's even a possibility we could see a mirror match of some sort, whether it be, seeing a Huntress in the second or third game. But I anticipate we'll see one for each team.
That would be an interesting pick, especially considering you only get one use of each killer for playoffs.
Playoffs?
So, playoffs? Already?
It's tough, right? Because, like, I don't know if you... I guess maybe you could have some play arounds with Spirit, possibly. I don't know. I feel like a lot of people are still kind of in that worried spot with the Spirit. But while we're waiting to see who our killer is going to be this time around, let's go ahead and talk about how our killer here is going to be able to put those points up on the board.
So you guys, let's talk about it. So how is our killer trying to earn points? Of course, those hook states are key here. Your third hook, of course, is going to be worth the most points. Regressions are worth 1 point less. So try not to let them progress on the hook if you can help it. We don't really encourage camping here. The 7th and 8th progressions are going to be worth 1 point each. So, won't lose too much there. A 4K is worth an additional 2 points. So kill everyone if you can, especially if you had to let people progress. You might as well just kill everyone, right? Entity kills are going to be worth the corresponding hook state plus progressions. However, if somebody bleeds out, you lose all of the points that were left on the table for that survivor. So don't let anyone bleed out. You might as well just hook them and let them progress. There are 30 points available for our killer to earn here. For more on our rules, make sure you guys check !rules in chat.
We are sitting with a little bit longer of a loading screen. Hopefully we've got everyone making their way into the game here fine. I'm trying to think. I think all of our players are PC.
Unfortunately, it does look like we are going to have to restart. We had somebody bring the wrong build. So we are going to actually see Arctic will start with the penalty
Wah,
here.
wah,
Wah,
wah.
wah.
That is
We do need to see
man.
The screen though. We do need to see the screen from
Oh,
the game screen.
well
For
then
our refs in the back there.
I will go ahead and switch back over then as far as to I guess this now, because now this doesn't have to be hidden, so we can just shout here. This is tough, right? Because so now you're talking about the perks being locked for our survivors here, right? Is that
Well,
the
no. So no. So, it can be changed. They can still be changed here. I mean, they're gonna have to be because someone brought the wrong perk, so they are gonna have to change their perks anyways.
right? But isn't it everything but the doubled perks has to be the same or no?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. Everyone gets to restart that. It's going to be a -5 points for Arctic Wolves, so they're gonna start in the negative here. That's not really what you want to see. But if anyone can come back from that, it's them. So,
Yeah, I mean
accidents happen,
that's true.
unfortunately.
That's true, but you're also taking the 5-point penalty heading into the survivor set, which I mean, obviously over the course of like the 4 trials, you're gonna play both sides um of the matchmaking twice, right? But I feel like when you talk about mindset, when you talk about momentum, all the things that are, I would say, important, especially at this stage of the game, because we know that these are 2 fairly matched teams. That's a mistake that's pretty tough. And I know we already did this, and I'm sorry for doing this while we're actually live. But there we go.
Wait a second.
I saw there was a little glitch in the bottom corner. It was showing like my capture in the bottom right hand corner, and it was driving me crazy. And before I heard about it from Rambo at the end, I just figured I'd fix it now. It's fine. First time, it's all right. So oh, I didn't even see. Did you happen to catch who the potential killer pick was there?
Didn't look.
All right, I'm not gonna go back and look. 'Cause I'm gonna keep it as a surprise for us. Plus, I mean, the killer does have the option to do it. Now, I guess that's a good question for you. If you probably came into this matchup with at least 2 killers in mind. So, do you switch up your killer here for this game? Do you switch up your build for this game, or you just say, "Hey, I'll take the 5-point buffer and just roll, saying it is what it is."
I feel like they might have come into this with a game plan laid out, so I don't know if they're really going to want to change their plan right now. It is just the first game. I mean, I don't know. I think going into playoffs, I would have been practicing.
We're talking about practice.
Practice.
Not a game.
Practice?
We're talking about practice.
I'm sure they would have been practicing a couple of things for this, so maybe they have some options, but I don't know if I'd be too worried. You can still change your build, so you're not.
Well, that's what I'm
necessarily
wondering.
locked
So, do you
in.
think they maybe at least just change their build, maybe switch up? I don't know though, man, because I feel like
I really should have looked. I really should have looked at who the killer was, because maybe then I'd have a better.
honestly, I'm kind of happy that I didn't, because I think it kind of keeps me in the nice surprise. But at the same time, I would kind of like to be able to say, like, loading into this tribe, like, oh look, they kept with the same. Because right now we won't be able to, but oh well.
Rip, but it does look like they're ready to go in. So doesn't matter who they brought before. We can find out who they're bringing this time.
That's tough, man. Starting the whole negative
Yeah.
5, man. That's
rough. I'm sure that nerves must be really high for everyone here. I mean, Arctic Wolves is a seasoned team, but kind of.
Also, just while we load in here real quick, I'm gonna need to make sure that our chat knows that we're not talking and bragging about sharing VHS codes. Not that anyone's bitter or anything. Anyways, so while we're loading in this time, we talked about the killer, how they're gonna put up points. Now we're gonna see Arctic Wolves trying to come back from a deficit here. Let's talk about how they're gonna be putting some points on the board.
Yeah, let's talk about it, guys. So we talked about killer points. Let's talk about survivor points. So of course those generators are important. you get 1 point for your first and second, 2 points for your third and fourth, and 3 points for your fifth gen. However, the most important thing here, and what our survivors are really going to want to focus on at a deficit here, is getting out. Your first and second escape are worth 1 and 2 points respectively, but your third escape is worth 4 points. And if you can get that fourth escape, you will get a whopping 6 points. As well as if you escape with 2 or more hook states remaining, so you only get hooked once or not at all, you will also earn an additional point for each survivor who escapes with those extra hook states remaining. There are 26 points available for our survivors to earn here. For more on rules, check !rules in chat.
All right, let's take another trip back into the fog. We're going to be seeing French Fry, and we had both talked about how this wasn't the most ideal pick for this, but seeing Blight very, very early, pick game number 1. We do find Spider also here very quickly as well, able to get ourselves a very quick M1. Now the question is French Fry going to be able to work around the Pagoda here to be able to secure themselves a down? We are going to see, though, Corrupt across the way. Also worth mentioning, we have a Ruin, and we can also talk about the Thanatophobia as well.
Yeah, that Thanatophobia is going to cause a lot of problems. Ooh, nice dead hard. Going to cause a lot of problems for our survivors here if French Fry can go ahead and get more of those injured stays down, but it doesn't look like he's going to commit here for just a little bit.
Yeah, we do have the Clutch. Dead is going to be able to do a good job. That Spider wrapping around, able to get the vault here. And we are still working on this side of the map. Keep in mind, this is kind of where we have it's like a split Corrupt. You can kind of see, kind of wraps around the tower. There is going to be the down. We talked about that top mid gen being very valuable. That's actually going to be the first gen that they do indeed pop. However, that was done here in about 70 seconds, so maybe seeing another one done relatively soon, but I anticipate that was 2 people at least on it for a little bit.
Yeah, definitely, probably at least 2 people, especially with that Thanatophobia. I mean, it's not a big penalty. Ooh, that's unfortunate. It's not a big penalty with just 1 injured survivor, but that was pretty quick, even for not having Thanat there.
Ooh, hit the survivor on the hook, too. That's tough.
Yeah, that's an unfortunate swing there. But that does give French Fry the opportunity to put more injured states on the table.
Yeah, I like that decision too, right? Like it kind of would have been easy enough to just still see if there was borrowed time and at least force like the mend, but by getting the extra M1, the survivor has to go somewhere and heal at some point because it's a blight and they can close distance very quick. But also if they don't, that's an extra 5% slowdown. I think that was a dead hard there by Spider to avoid the hit. Now taking the chase here back in this corner around the down around the Pride Rock. I don't know if we have a hook on Pride Rock itself. If they do, that'd be pretty tough because, of course, it takes a longer process. Although, of course, the entrance to it is on the map side, so it'd make the process just a little bit easier. But it's still way back in the corner, and that's hook number 2. Spider being able to be tunneled out as soon as they're taking off the hook.
It's really unfortunate. Arctic was doing a really good job trying to keep up with the pressure, though. So far they've traded a single hook state for a generator, so not too bad for them.
Now, unfortunate that that's the gen that gets the pop goes the weasel, mostly just because, as you saw, is the generator that can only be worked on 1 person. So that does limit the amount of work that can get done on any given time. Of course, we do see, though, Intimidator is going to be able to make this window. And now at this point, French Fry going to be trying to basically just head back towards our hook itself to try and play some defense.
Yeah, looks like French Fry is going to go check out what's going on over on this end of the map. If he can get a survivor out here, that would be really good for him. Because as we've seen throughout the entire season, 3 survivors with gens still left on the table is a completely different game.
It does seem, though, our survivors are doing a pretty good job of staying hidden. We do see, of course, the unhook coming in relatively quickly here. We see that French Fry is in the vicinity here as well. I'm not sure if that was the dead hard. No, it wasn't, because they still have the borrowed time, but there's the borrowed time hit here on the Spider. We also have Heat here with us, trying to play defense, trying to see if they can take the body block. This will probably be a hit onto them here at this point. Now going to have the 2 stacks of that Thanatophobia, now meaning that we have 10% slowdown. It looks like French Fry is just going to continue this tunnel out.
French Fry is determined to get Spider out of this game here. I mean, Arcticles is still dealing with the pressure pretty well. French Fry really hasn't been able to put too much pressure down anywhere else except for on trying to get Spider out of this game. We've
And we
only
do.
seen him kick a gen one time.
Ooh.
Ooh,
Uh,
icy.
Yeah, really spicy there. And it is worth noting we are seeing on French Fry down there the adrenaline vial, of course, recently getting a buff. And we are seeing that in play here. Gets you the extra rush as well. Does reduce as far as the regeneration time, but as we've seen, hasn't really been a problem thus far getting the hit through the pallet. Get behaviored there, he says to Intimidator. Another pop goes the weasel kick, but you'll look around. You'll see that our survivors have done a very, very good job with their gen split.
Yeah, being conscious of, I mean, I would hope they would be comfortable enough and familiar enough with this map to know that you can end up with a really nasty 3-gen if you aren't careful, and careful they were. They do have a nice gen split here.
And there we are. We are going to see now another fresh hook here onto Intimidator. This is actually really big for French Fry because now you can still possibly try and wrap up another fresh hook or two even here in the end game, if not before. We can hear that nobody's on the gen behind us here. So also checking this generator over here. This thing's knocking like a Ford in the middle of the winter.
My
I'll tell you
goodness.
what, able to find connection here now with the Nia. Now going to be seeing the Nancy moving in, trying to get the save here as well. That swing and miss is going to be huge here. I didn't quite get to see where our doors are actually both on the other side of the map here. So we are going to see Nancy taking it down over on this side here. Things get interesting because you still have the potential, if you're French Fry here, to get over and patrol your doors and maybe still find your last fresh hook survivor, which would be Heat.
Yeah, definitely an uncomfortable position to be in if you're Arctic Wolves. Everyone is injured. You got Intimidator over here with the med kit going
no.
down. You gotta hope that maybe Heat is on a door getting some progress down. We do see a lot of progress on this door over here. This could get really dangerous. Oh gosh.
This is really tough. The Arctic Wolves, I mean, honestly, had done a very good job of maintaining pressure, fighting back against the tunnel. I mean, we had seen and done a good job of being able to get the last gens done, but oh, nice blinds here. Might be able to build some distance. However, this is Nia. Not sure if maybe you were trying to prox a balanced landing or if you're just trying to move out of the way, but we are going to see Baron Wave is missing some skill tricks across the way. Not like we're going to be able to get to save them anyways, but now with this down, onto Heat, this is going to be your last fresh hook. Now the only question will be, can you secure your last slug? Because that would be some very valuable points left on the ground.
Absolutely, and I mean, I guess if we had an unbreakable here, we would have seen it pop. So that's really unfortunate. So now, kind of Intimidator's only hope.
No.
Oh, that's unfortunate because Intimidator's only hope is to maybe crawl off into a corner and starve those points from French Fry, but French Fry will go ahead and find Intimidator right under a hook, and that is going to be all survivors dead.
That is really, really tough there. I mean, we're talking about what? The last hook on Spider, who was a fresh three, or it was like 3 consecutive hooks, right? And even with that, with one gen being left at the end, still able to wrap up the 4K. Honestly, this was really impressive by French Fry.
Absolutely, yeah. Arcticles did a really good job with gen pressure, but they just, I guess, not getting reset towards the end there really hurt them.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know what to say about that. I
mean, that was an impressive performance from French Fry. Definitely capitalizing on the mistake there that Arcticles made. Honestly, it started with Nancy getting found first, or not Nancy, Naya getting found first, going for the unhook.
Yeah, that was pretty intense there. Seeing, getting out there, and again, I think the big thing that you see there is like being able to keep the composure, right? You see the gens flying at a pretty good pace. They're doing a good job moving in, taking some protection hits, prolonging the process of the tunnel out. I mean, we even saw there, I think it was unhook number 1, right? Where you accidentally hit the survivor coming off the hook instead of the person going for the hook. So then you still hit through all that, you're still able to fight through and just really strong end game. That was really impressive.
That was very, very impressive. Yeah, definitely. Again, Arctic Wolves is doing a fantastic job there. They really only had lost one person by the time they finished all of their gens. They were looking pretty good on hook states as well. But then again, it all just kind of went downhill when we saw our survivor get hit before the hook there. Before the unhook, didn't give Intimidator enough time to get out of the area, and then they were both down, and it didn't give Heat enough time to get out either. So really good for really good on French Fry there to go ahead and just kind of like put down a ton of pressure in the end game there and capitalize on those mistakes.
So obviously a very strong performance. 25-4 being the current score. I would imagine Arctic Wolves isn't going to press the emergency button just quite yet. But I am curious to see if maybe this forces their hand later on and makes them consider bringing out the Blight. And
Yeah.
I do think it's interesting here. I do see some concerns as far as in the chat. I mean, I do think it's got to be kept in mind that like all of our players kind of know what add-ons are allowed. You know, obviously there's a rule set. Also, I don't think we can say that the snowball at the end was strictly off an add-on. I think that's kind of silly. So let's all be adults here. You know what I'm saying? Really good play in the end game, to be quite honest. So
yeah,
no, go ahead.
go ahead. No, you go ahead.
I was just gonna say, so I think right now, after having an end game like that, I think you have to make sure if you are Baron here, Baron Wave coming in, running Killer for Arctic Wolves, which is interesting in its own right, not seeing Solar Blazer, if we're being quite honest. It really makes me wonder if they're maybe trying to throw a curveball here.
You know this is Solar Blazer, right?
Oh, it is? All right, I
Are you sure?
you got this.
No, I don't got this. You come back here. You come back here.
Okay, so it is Solar Blazer. Okay.
Yes, I'm pretty sure. Yes.
I thought I didn't know. I know they had some. I thought they'd had some roster changes, so I didn't know for sure. But if that's the case, everything being on the cable. Now, again, I think as far as Trial 2, I don't think you change your approach, except for no, actually, I don't think you change your approach at all in Game 2. I think you reassess the situation at halftime, right?
Yeah, I think so. This is still a little bit too early. I mean, to be fair, Arctic Wolves did start at a disadvantage, and they didn't do themselves too many favors in that game. But they still have one. They still have one whole killer round to go before I think they really need to make any drastic decisions here.
Yeah, I think I think the other thing here, man, because I forgot about this, the depth on this roster from Demice, seeing the different, the names jumping in here right now with the C, not as Demice with the C.
Demice, yeah.
I
was gonna say, I think Demise with an S has like 5 people on their team, so.
I still want to know what the game. Oh man, now I'm really curious if we're gonna see another Adrenaline Vial Blight.
I think that would be really interesting. I think it's possible to see a Blight for Blight. I don't know if we see a Blight for Blight right now, but Arctic Wolves has a lot of ground that they need to cover, so.
Yeah, I would imagine we don't see a Blight for Blight right now unless your intention was to start with Blight, right? Like, I don't think you feel the pressure quite yet. And I don't think you want to put that on yourself either, right? Like I think if you can put the extra, if you can just kind of go into this game as if it's game one, who knows? Maybe
Yeah.
you get the 4K even at, you know, all 5 gens done, then you're still looking at a couple of point difference, right?
I mean, and knowing that this is Solar Blazer, he's a very strong, talented killer. If anyone can pull Arctic Wolves back from where they are right now, it's gonna be him.
And I forgot about the -5, I'll be honest. Chat, that's why it's 4 points. In case y'all were like me, I only work here. It's fine. I was still sitting here. I was like, how the fuck
We're not
do
the
you only...
refs. We're not the referees.
I...
Also, just a reminder, chat. Let's keep it civil, you guys. Okay, game 1 is over. Let's move on. Thank you.
Trudeau. So
I'll ban y'all.
I see David is coming in with the lucky outfit. Not sure if they're hoping to get a little bit of the extra Patty's. I really like the St. Patty's Day outfits. I'm not gonna lie to you. Have you seen the Slinger one? The Slinger one's so
really
cute.
Ugly. The which one?
The Slinger one? Where he's got
the
the
Slinger one's okay. Yeah. That one's okay. Slingers is the only one that I don't absolutely hate. I despise Kate's. It's so ugly. Like, okay. But so, are you thinking we get a Blight for Blight here?
I don't think unless that's your game plan. I think whatever your game plan was for your first killer, you still go with. We know that Solar Blazer has shown, I mean, a pretty, we talked about French Fry having a very diverse killer pool heading into Trial 1, but Solar Blazer has shown just as much of a diverse killer pool, which like, I don't want to say is surprising because he like was a pretty strong killer to begin with, but we have to keep in mind that like this is like Solar Blazer's like comp debut. I don't think he had played any, at least on the killer side, hadn't played any comp killer until like week 1.
That's true. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's correct there. And actually, our teams are ready, so we can find out who Solar Blaze is going to bring out right the heck now.
Let's do it. Do it. I do gotta say the one thing, like as far as with this map, and I have always enjoyed since as far as the start of the season, whenever we're on Arctic Wolves home map. I know that Sanctum of Wrath has that very awkward like top mid gen, but I like that it for the most part can still give you some pretty good symmetry. And it's more about linking like weaker tiles or weaker like palettes together because you don't get that made like jungles that spawn, right?
Yeah, it's kind of a weird map. You have kind of like jungle gyms in each corner and maybe some odd pallets between rocks, and that's about it. It's not a very kind or forgiving map.
While we load though, let's talk about kind of some of our rules and things here in Vigos Court.
Let's talk about it, you guys. All right, so bans and builds. What is and is not allowed? Well, you can have yellow items and add-ons on the survivor side. Only one of each perk and item, except for borrowed time. Go ahead and save your friends. Keep the game going a little bit longer. We do have some banned perks. You will not be seeing Built to Last, Prove Thyself, or Starstruck, as well as Haunted Ground, Lethal Pursuer, or any of the boons or Clairvoyance, as well as any perks from the newish chapter. Killers used are limited to twice a season. Survivors are also limited to 1 per character, but you guys are gonna have to check !! rules in chat for more on that because we are starting our game.
This is very interesting here. Let's go ahead and take another trip back into the fog. And this was a killer that I've talked about a lot throughout the course of this season. I don't think I would have anticipated seeing her come out today.
I lost you.
Though. Oh, sorry. Are you still there? I've been talking this whole time, so it's fine.
You muted yourself.
So, but yeah, I was just saying that I was kind of surprised to see this killer come out, even though I've like obviously been a big fan of hers all season long. Gonna get the nice hit there with the Corrupt Purge because of course, nice hesitation at the pallet. They were trying to stun the killer there because of course that would have stunned our killer out of their power.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think Plague has just really been kind of a breakthrough pick this season, especially with her add-on buff that came out pretty early on. And interesting to see that this was Solar Blazer's pick because he had stated last week that he had never played Plague before in a comp match. But Solar Blazer doing an incredible job with that early pickup of getting an early down. Corrupt is still up. Demice has finished 1 gen, but
Yeah, and we're going to see Solar Blazer rotate this survivor here more towards the middle. I like this. And we are going to see that this top middle gen right here is actually covered up by the deadlock here. So we have now seen the deadlock now come in play. We've got a little bit of time left on our corrupt intervention. We've got no time left on the corrupt purge itself. We are going to be seeing Solar Blazer moving towards this top mid gen to go ahead and break that thing there. It does look like, though, so I think Solar Blazer understands the assignment here and knows that by getting the quick down, even though you might be able to start your tunnel process out by getting the out here, knowing that you have to get those fresh hooks all the way around, that way even if someone escapes, you're limiting the points.
Yeah, denying points on the other side is probably what Solar Blitz is looking to do here by going after David instead. We will see a cleanse coming in, which is going to enable Solar Blitz here to have access to his power pretty soon. Sooner than before.
Oh my
whoa!
Yo,
Whoa!
I hope Solar Blazer is going to send a postcard to Behavior and say, thanks for the hookup, bruh. Getting the M1 onto French Fry, that one's tough. Saying take that with you, essentially. And then also picking up the corrupt purge, trying to hit from distance, not going to be able to connect with it. Of course, our friend here, Solar Blazer, did start with an additional 2 pools of devotion, thanks to that blessed apple down there. And also, we'll have a little bit longer time to spend in their power here, thanks to the amulet, that purple add-on. That's going to give you an additional 20 seconds here in your corrupt purge.
Our survivor doing a really good job of just taking advantage of Plague's weaknesses at short loops, literally just juicing the shit out of a rock.
Yeah, and I would say like that's kind of the one place where Plague struggles on this map in particular, right? Because we'd actually talked about it loading into, I think it was this trial or the last trial, how like it's more about looping the weaker tiles together. But of course, when you're in your power, those weak tiles all of a sudden become stronger tiles because you're worried about the stun. We hear that this generator here has a whole lot of pressure. 4 pistons pumping on that bad boy. I think the other one behind us there in the corner isn't too much farther behind it. Yeah, that's actually going to be generator number 4 getting popped. It's very risky to go for the pickup there in the palace base. No one there for the save, however. We do see some scratch marks here, so I'm not sure if this is another survivor that's going to be able to get away from safety, but that's at least going to be a fresh hook here on the Squid.
An insane amount of gen pressure from Demice going ahead and just slamming through those generators. We do see deadlock on 2 separate gens as they pop those gens one on top of the other there. So they've got a lot of options for what they can finish off on here.
Yeah, and especially because we know as we see Squid trying to get away from this generator in this corner, and we actually saw someone going that way. My goodness gracious. Wow, talk about just efficiency on those generators. Now, whoa! Okay, they're able to at least get the sound down here onto Squid Savage here. We saw that sound procs across the way. That's going to be that no way out with 2 stacks. So that does buy our killer here an additional 36 seconds, which is about half expired here. So about 18 seconds left at this point before our team can work on the doors. And I think we might have caught David out of position here, especially because we have our power as well. Might be able to catch him, yeah, before the pallet space here. And I believe French Fry is going to be a fresh hook, right? Because our first hook was Paige.
Yes.
That's big. That's big.
Yeah, that's really good for Baron here. I'm like, is it really a fresh hook? Yes, it is. They do, however, get the pickup on our Claudette, though.
Yeah, pick up across the way. We do see taking chase here. Just a little bit of time left on the corrupt purge. Not going to be able to secure a extra health state change with it. A deliverance across the map. No way. That's going to be... They're right by hatch. Right?
Oh, that's huge. Well, I mean, not everyone hasn't even left the trial yet, so there's still potential for people to take body blocks and get everyone out of this trial.
Wait, isn't there still a door across the way too?
I believe so.
Oh, not like this. This would be huge. We've only had 3 fresh survivors thus far. There's someone getting healed across the way. This is extra time that we're using here. This could be valuable time for David. Again, David was by a door across the way, right? Yeah. Right? No
Maybe?
way. That's a 4 out. Demice just
Potentially.
4 out of this.
I
Yeah.
don't know if they're, yeah. No, I don't know if there was a door over there. I think they're still gonna have to work their way down this way. Nope, there it
No,
goes.
there was. It was back. It's like back mid, so it wasn't quite behind Shaq, but back behind like the pagoda across the way. So not right next to the hood. And I'm guessing from the time spent, they were opening that door. But that was really big. They took the aggro onto the Nia, who went across the way there, and I think that bought them time to hit the other door. That's actually huge.
That is incredible for Demice there. Not only did they show
With a
incredible
C.
gen efficiency, Demice with a C, yes. Not only did they show incredible gen efficiency, but camera's frozen.
Your camera's frozen.
Uh-huh. But they also managed to get the 4 out with a very clever use of Deliverance there. I mean, kind of that's what you want Deliverance for, right? Those last minute clutches.
I still think this is gonna be one of those situations where if we get a chance to chat with one of the survivors at the end, I'm gonna kind of be curious if they end up going to the other door, because that was pretty intense. I'm gonna check and see if Solar is still hanging here with us.
Yeah, it looks like we're not changing lobbies at all.
Okay. So, I mean,
So it looks like everyone had actually picked Arctic Wolves for winning the Blackboard Conference.
Really?
But
You know what's funny? Because I feel like we talked in the back. We all kind of figured that this was going to be close, but I feel like, at least I think both you and I had kind of felt that Demice, I feel like kind of has momentum in the back half of their season, right?
absolutely, they definitely put a lot of work into the last half of their season and made a really strong comeback from kind of like an iffy, like mid-season kind of.
Yeah, because what they faced like 3 of the 4 undefeated teams, like in
Yeah,
or
they
like
had a
4 like 5
really
weeks, like it was pretty insane. Yeah.
they had a really rough part of their season there.
So, do we think at this point, is it like is Blight the go-to?
I mean, I think with Nurse off the table, if Arctic Wolves wants any chance of coming back from this, they're gonna have to. I think they're gonna have to.
I mean, it has to be Adrenaline Vial, because clearly that's what won the Blight the first game in game number 1, right? So I mean, it should just be the same result, right? It was just the Adrenaline Vial. So
It was just the Adrenaline Vial. But it looks like everyone on the teams are as eager to get this thing figured out as we are, because they are all ready.
all right, let's go ahead and get down to it here. Yeah, I feel like, oh man, this is tough. The other, oh dude, because then the other thing too is for right now for Demice with a C. If you come out here and have a very strong game and you can come to a decision without having to even worry about who you're burning in your second killer game, like, yeah, it sucks you used up Blight and his apparently very overpowered Adrenaline Vial. Lol. But you also then can serve pretty much all of your other like A tier picks, because you can just,
Yeah, I mean, at that point, you can just burn Myers.
yeah, come out with Strong Evan, you know?
Strong Evan, no. Oh, God. Yeah, this would put, I mean, Demice getting a shutout at round 3 is going to look really good for them and put them in a really good position going into their next round, really. Not having to play that 4th game and getting to just burn a killer instead, not having to play that 4th game seriously and getting to burn a killer instead is going to leave them with a lot of options left on the table.
I think what's crazy, and you had mentioned it, you know, like of the teams, you know, Arctic Wolves was selected to win the conference, but what's more crazy is like no one selected Demice. So we do see everything on the board there. We have all of our stuff. We talked about some of our rules and things last time loading in. Rules, however, are not made to be broken here in Vigo's court. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, let's talk about it, guys. Please don't break our rules, because there are penalties. You saw them in the beginning. Matches with penalties can be played out. They can be restarted, or both. Depends on the severity of the penalty and what the teams decide to do with that. Two of the same survivor, running banned perks, items, or add-ons. Two of the same perks, -5 points, possible restart, depends on how severe it is. Again, like we restarted with the 2 perks. The wrong map is an auto restart, however, and another -5 points. Harassing the refs, bringing players on the roster, -10 points per offense, and no restart. So please don't harass our refs. But I'm gonna stop right there. If you want more on those rules, check exclamation mark rules in chat words or higher, because we are starting a game. Whoa! I hear a Victor.
Don't know if I'm fond of this pick. Just because, like, I feel like Twins, you anticipate it being a game that goes into endgame, right?
Yeah.
And it's not that because I mean hey. Okay, hold on. All right, it's fixed. It's fine. Everything's fine.
Oh my god. I was like, what's happening here?
We do see, sorry, I couldn't. But yeah, we did see a little bit there. We found IKEA Carlson getting the application here over the vault here. Now, we are about 45 seconds into our trial here. And again, the reason I think I'm very confused with this pick, it's not so much because we've seen Solar Blazer have some strong Twins performances during this, like, the regular season. But again, I feel like Twins it's like you're saying, hey, I'm anticipating you to at least get 3, if not 4. Like, I just feel like Twins isn't one of those killers you see like a 4K at like 2 or 3 gens, which is kind of what you need here, really.
Yeah. I don't know if this was the best pick for this, knowing what Arctic Wolves needs to stay in this thing at this point. They really need a damn near perfect game with the Survivor side getting very little done. And I had talked about Twins being able to put pressure on 2 different sides of the map, but I don't know if at this point that's going to be enough.
And I mean, we do see our Survivors seem to be doing kind of the traditional Survivor thing when it comes to playing against the Twins, right? Sticking up into your group, seeing if you can maybe have one person dodge the victor, the other one can go for the punt. Unfortunately, though, we've seen here our killer hasn't really missed those. So we've seen the application, I think, twice now at this point to be able to secure some downs here too. So you've gotten 1 thus far. We still have yet to see a gen pop though, which leads me to believe with how much progress as far as time-wise we've got in this trial that we're probably splitting pressure amongst 3 different gens.
Yeah, and I think we did see those 2 survivors were both doing very different things, and you're getting a ton of information from Victor, as well as switching back into Charlotte right as someone comes in for the unhook. So this could be really dangerous. It looks like Solar is going to count out that potential borrowed time.
Yeah, we got Solar counting out the borrowed time, and you'll also see across the way our survivor French Fry, who was the one who got the save here, is now broken. That is going to be that forced penance, which has become a very, very popular pick on the Twins, just because you don't want to be giving Twins free M1s anyway. So especially since it also applies to the Victor, it allows you to get some extra pressure, and we're going to see that now. French Fry isn't going to be able to heal for quite some time. You also have Squid Savage somewhere, also potentially injured. So we do see our killer going with the risky play, trying to go for some slugs here. Able to get an application on IKEA Carlson though, so this is huge. Meaning now once you secure this hook state right now, if anyone is working... Oh! But Paige slaps him with the D! That's gonna be some extra distance to be built. Paige says drop it, and is gonna be able to get over to this jungle gym here. Now gonna be able to get to this pallet space as long as they can play it safe. Should be able to... Oh! Also adds another 10 wood to the face to prolong this chase even longer. Let's go. Oh.
Unfortunately, you spoke a little too soon. We will see Paige go down there. Victor will be returned to Charlotte just as a Baron gets to go ahead and put Paige right back on that hook.
This is tough here though now, because you have now gotten hook number 2. You have taken the decisive strike out of the game here, and there's only 1 gen done. However, If I had to guess, knowing Demice, they're maybe trying to give a little bit of a false sense of security, maybe spreading that pressure extra wide, maybe leaving a gen that's pretty close to, maybe even. But I would imagine we've got at least 2 gens getting relatively close to completion.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised there. That gen that David was at was very far along, so I would imagine we have at least a couple other gens. We didn't see any survivors over there with him, so I would assume that the other two are splitting that pressure between themselves, or resetting. That would be a smart thing to do here too.
All right, now going to be going up to this top mid gen here. We're going to give that a kick. No pop goes the weasel, but right now we do have 3 injured survivors, so still anybody working on any gens, it is being slowed down by 15% there. We are going to see generator number 2 getting complete across the way. We do see our survivors trying to go for that nice little play here to prevent the body or to prevent the hit onto Page. However, we're seeing really good patience being shown by Solar Blazer, able to secure the down here in the pallet space. Oh, get stunned, stupid. We are going to also, wasn't sure if maybe we're going to see a potential try at a CJ Tech there. I'm sure Solar Blazer does know better now. Oh, but with the short jump, now you're going to be getting punted. We have somebody picking him up as well.
That's so unfortunate there. We do see the pickup, and I can see why Solar Blazer wanted to go ahead and send Charlotte or send Victor out because that is our flashlight user as well.
Yeah, and we are gonna. It sounds like we're still trying to track down our survivor that is injured. We can see those blood pools there on the ground. We do see that Solar Blazer is doing a good job being able to close this distance, was trying to prepare the pounce. Good job here by the Claudette, moving around for the body block. Good job to force the. What?
So much patience there. I don't really know what Victor got stuck on, but Solar Blazer doing a really good job of being very, very patient with Victor, trying to get around the survivor, trying to body block here.
Oh, able to get the
Oh
down.
my God. And just barely able to get that kick there too.
This
But
is
Solar
tough
Blazer spending a
though.
lot of time on this chase here.
It's a lot of time. Only Squid Savage has been around, so you can probably imagine French Fry and IKEA Carlson are splitting pressure on multiple gens. And you were so far across the map after establishing the down that you weren't even going to be able to convert that into a hook here. So now you are going to spread the pressure. Now you've got a second survivor entered. Anybody working on gens are working on it a little bit slower. Now instead of 10%, it is 5% because we do see the heal coming across onto Page across the way there. But our survivors here from Demice doing just a phenomenal job. We're showing really good teamwork on the survivor side.
But yeah, doing a great job of keeping up with the pressure, dealing with Charlotte and Victor, keeping those resets coming as well. They're really not spending any time staying injured.
Good job here by French Fry to apply another plus 10 wood to the face. My homie here, Solar Blazer, he's going to be experiencing some pallet PTSD after this match. I tell you what, seeing quite a few of those things hitting across the forehead. We are going to be chasing French Fry here down this wall. I think it's a very good idea to break this chase. We do see going up towards top mid, not quite to 75% regression. Oh, imagine though, I would have loved to have seen that actually hit.
Yeah, getting stuck in the bamboo there is a little unfortunate, but that does give him enough distance to go ahead and apply Victor, that survivor there. So we're going to be able to chase him away from the Sanctum gen and also apply it. I mean, it's a drag kick, but it is some regression.
Now, it is going to be interesting to see here what Solar Blazer does, because definitely feeling the pressure. I mean, only 2 hook states and 3 gens being done. We know the one up top mid has a whole lot of pressure. And keep in mind with the 2 hook states, we have 3 fresh hook survivors. That's a whole lot of points still sitting on the board available for our survivors. We do see David working that Z-wall like a pro, now going back because of course the Z-wall gives you that infinite there, but instead we see David breaking away, now heading back basically to a dead zone in this back area. I believe we've already used this pallet if I'm not mistaken, but now going to be seeing Victor be released by Charlotte here. We also saw generator number 4 across the way, so keep in mind we have a little bit of time left. The failed lunge here, and now going to be punted there. That's going to be a little bit of time. Of course, we have a pretty quick respawn on that with our add-on.
Yeah, we do see our deadlock gen all the way across the way there, but this one next to us also has quite a bit of progress too. So our survivors doing a really good job of keeping that pressure split on the gens and making this hard for Baron to get those points.
Now going to be seeing generator number 5 getting complete. We already hear them on the door over here. Multiple survivors too. And this is tough, right? Because this is Victor and everybody that's over here is fully healthy. I think Solar has realized the unfortunate. Don't do it! Oh, he was just being friendly.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Victor didn't deserve that.
That is going to be a 2-stage 4 out. 3 fresh escapes there. That's pretty
I
intense.
mean, an incredible job for Demice. They set themselves up really nicely with that first 4K and just did not let up on the gas all the way through. And I think that was Baron acknowledging that at the end there.
Man, that was that's intense. So you're talking about coming out in 3 straight trials. The team that literally nobody bet on.
Truly the underdogs here, really.
Truly the underdogs.
And just so everybody knows, we are actually going to call it there. The game is decided. There is no chance for Arctic Wolves to come back here. So we are actually not going to play a 4th trial. We are instead going to move right into interview so we can pick the brains of our underdog winners of this trial here.
Shoot, there's a question that I said I was going to want to ask them, and now I don't remember. Oh, we want to ask them about that second trial. I'm curious if they had to take the time to open that second door by the deliverance is what I want to know. I need to know. So, that does mean that... What? So, just for the record, so everybody does know, they will still have to pick a killer to basically burn, but I mean, you get to use every killer once and, you know, it resets again for the finals, so.
Yeah, so pretty much they will be picking a killer to burn that they will not have access to, since that is what would normally happen. However, it's probably going to be someone like Hag or Myers, like someone they would never use anyway.
It should be Hag because she should be removed from the game, realistically.
Yeah, honestly, Hag's a nightmare and I hate her, so.
No, Freddy's a nightmare.
And guys, let's keep it civil in chat, please. If I have to ask you again, I will just start banning people.
Oh, watch out. Chef's got the ban hammer.
I'm crazy with power.
Just so you guys know, she hasn't finished her first cup of coffee, so that means the trigger's a little...
First cup of coffee, buddy. We're on the first monster still.
So the trigger's a little looser. Just keep that in mind.
Real e-girl hours.
I do gotta say though, that's, I mean, if you talk about wanting to set pace here for Demice into the play, because I feel like we constantly talk, at least I know I talk about a lot in comp DBD about like momentum. So to be able to come out here against, I mean, from what the voters kind of showed, the favorites to win the conference here, and you come out in a convincing fashion, don't even need a trial number 4. I'm sure you definitely got to be feeling good, but instead of us sitting here and wondering, let's just go ahead and talk about it. It looks like we got Paige up in the house. How you doing?
Yo, what's up, guys?
Hi, Paige. That was an incredible game. You guys did fantastically.
Dude, the guys were, like, I can't even, like, the guys did amazing tonight. I'm so impressed. Like, they just really showed everything, honestly, and the teamwork was on point tonight, honestly.
Yeah, you guys definitely did a really good job. French Fry came out with that incredible Adrenaline Vial 4K straight from the beginning, and then you guys did not let up on the gas on the Survivor side.
No, and it's like, yeah, it's crazy because, like, we scrimmed a little bit earlier on my other team that I'm on against Fry's Flight, and he really only runs double speed. And then we were like, oh, try Adrenaline Vial, like, why not mix it up tonight? And holy cow, he just did amazing. He really finished, like, gave us a really strong start, and I think that really motivated us for our Survivor game. We wanted to win so that we could play Demice again on Saturday.
Run it back, right?
Gotta show them who's the superior Demice team, you know?
I love it. I love
it. You have to.
Yeah, of course. But yeah, the guys did awesome. I was a little bit nervous during the Twins game because my chases weren't that great. But just the guys carried with their teamwork was incredible tonight, honestly.
Yeah, you guys really scratched and clawed there too. I mean, I think after your second hook, you got down, I think an additional 2 or 3 times, and you guys were able to fight through and get you up and get you fully healed by the end there. So that was really impressive.
It was lucky too. I had Unbreakable. It was just unlucky for the killer.
So I have a question. In Trial 2, we saw the deli on French fry, I believe it was, right?
Yep.
And then there was quite a bit of time until we had seen everybody escape. So was there a, Operation Teal Seam Swift to go across the map and bring David to the door? Or did you guys need time to just open the door that was closest to where David had deliverance there?
Well, after he delied, because we didn't know where Hatch was, we decided to stay in. And typically, so he was across map. If we forced her to push us out the gate, then that would have bought him time to open the gate.
Right.
So that's kind of what that was. And then Squid went down there just to be safe and help if needed.
Okay, so it was waiting for him. So he ended up opening that door across the way by where they had delied at.
Yep.
I'm so smart.
You did. You cracked the case. And I do actually have a question. So, everyone kind of wants to know, what killer were you guys planning on bringing? Did you guys have a plan for bringing anything in that 4th trial? And since you don't have to bring that now, what are you going to burn instead? And Sam wants to know why it's going to be Hag, but I'm holding out for some more strong Hag from you. So I hope it's not Hag.
Burn Hag.
If we're going to play Hag again, it's going to be against Demice again. Because, I want them to relive that game. I think
they have to taste it again.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know what Fry was going to bring out. I know that if we had a very strong lead, we were going to burn. We don't want to burn our S tiers because I believe that killers are one use, so we wanted to save those against Demise. So it would have been, not an awful killer, but probably just some kind of M1 killer.
So with that being the case, I have a question.
Okay.
Why Blight for game 1 if that was the case? Wouldn't you want to save that for, I would imagine you would want, is it just because you figured you want to at least make sure you get past the next round to make sure you still have a use out of them? Or I'm just kind of curious what your thought process was.
We wanted to take the game seriously, and if we could get a strong lead, then that's kind of the goal. Obviously you don't want to have to burn your best killers, but we also really wanted to win this game, and we know Arctic Wolves could challenge us.
Burn Nurse, to be honest. I'm reading in chat. Honestly,
BBQH.
To be honest, might not be a bad idea, but we don't.
Who knows? If she's even usable.
She's not. She's still banned right now. That was our original plan, was Nurse. But because she's still bugged, that's
so
why
y'all were looking at on first go taking the top 2.
Well, we would have played it. So the first match, we wanted to bring a better killer. So yeah, Nurse or Blight or something. And then depending how we did on our Survivor games, it would depend what Fry needed to do to close up the series.
So we do still have another wild card tomorrow, but are you excited? Obviously you're probably pretty excited to play off against potentially Demice on Saturday.
Well, not potentially.
Yeah.
They will be.
Yeah, definitely Demice on Saturday. I don't know why I said potentially. Words, the English language. I'm not very good at it.
And that's going to be the 9 o'clock game, just for the record. So the prime time, the main event.
Prime time spot you're going to go against. And you and Demice and Demice, you guys are pretty friendly, right? A lot of you are friends.
Yeah, so the whole thing of how our team started was at the time me and Fry had left the team we were on. And so Aaron, who's the captain of Demice, asked if we wanted to do it was kind of like a B team to Demice. So we would still we could still practice with them and whatnot, but we'd be our own separate team for Vigo specifically.
Right.
And then we just named it Demice because it's funny and mice were little rats. And so it was kind of started off as a meme, but we the team is amazing. We're all good friends, Demice and Demice. So it's just a lot of fun overall getting to play against our friends.
And that will be to wrap up the conference. So it's got to be good kind of knowing that y'all's, I guess, collective squad kind of sits amongst the top of your conference at this point. That's got to be kind of a nice little like victory, yeah.
Feel good. Cause yeah, like Demice, like as a team, it was me and Fry had played together, but we hadn't played with Squid and Ollie before, so it's kind of like still a new team trying to build that chemistry up. So it's been just a really awesome experience getting to play with them, and I'm really freaking proud of the whole team for just how great they are as players.
So, do you have anything that you would like to say to your opponents tonight, to the fans of Vigos, or to the fans of Demice?
I guess just thanks everybody for the support and continuing to watch us. The league has been really great. We're really excited, and I'm excited for next season too.
Fantastic. Well, I know I am looking forward to Saturday to see the Demise with an S versus Demice with the C. It should be fun. So we definitely look forward to that, Paige. Thank you for joining us in the interrogation room as well. And we will let you go enjoy the champagne and the cigars in the back with the rest of the team, all right?
For sure. Big shout out to Fry, Squid, and Ollie for being really just their tanks. So thanks for having me, guys.
All right, we'll catch you later. All right, Paige?
All right, bye.
All right, so that means we have now wrapped up our first of the, well, I was going to say first of the final four, but that's not technically true. We know one of our two teams that will be moving on to the final four. The other matchup will be decided tomorrow, right? 9 o'clock?
Yep, tomorrow at 9 o'clock we will be having another game. I'm not entirely sure who's actually playing tomorrow. I think it's Deathwish versus... Wait. Oh, it's Deathwish versus Six. So tomorrow at 9 p.m. it will be Deathwish versus Six. So depending who wins that game will be the other part of our semifinals.
The winner of that game will be playing Monarchy, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yep, they will be playing against Monarchy. So whoever wins between Deathwish and Six will go up against Monarchy. Whoever wins between Deathwish and Six and Demice, those two teams will face off against each other in our finals, which are on
next Saturday. Yeah. Cool. And before we get out of here, do the thing.
Oh yeah. Well, you guys, it does seem like our first playoff game of our postseason that Demice has been convicted of murder.
All right, and that's Shep. I'm Q. Don't forget, man. We'll catch y'all back over here. Take it easy. Peace.
See you guys later. Be safe. Bye. Mwah.